Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Monday, January 29th, 2024. And in my Dutch video, I started with some articles in the Netherlands here about, getting rid of the gas. So here they're really trying to convince people because it's environmentally better if we just do everything electrically, like the electric cars and things like that. So they wanted to get rid of people, cooking with gas and using to warm your houses. And they've done this in Rotterdam in a certain area, and also there was a village in Friesland. They wanted to change that as well. Well, I've had two articles, both mentioning that it's costing them a lot of money. And they were both told it wasn't going to cost that much. It was just going to get better, especially in Rotterdam. It wasn't going to have any effect on them, and now they have massive bills. And they have no way to pay for it and no way how to deal with that. So this is going great, all these environmental changes. And of course in Friesland to, get your house in order to, get rid of the gas and make sure it will be warmed in another way. Some people will have to pay 30,000 euros or maybe even more. So that is massive, massive cost, especially for houses that are older. And it's not a lot of people have done that. They were hoping that they were capable of, that everything would be, I think in 2023 or 24. But now only like a small part of all the villagers have changed their houses. So it's really, they can't afford it. And of course, if you really think about it, they want everything electric. They're already mentioning here in the Netherlands that they can't maintain the electric network because it's like too much. So yeah, really continue with those electric cars and continue with all these other things, changing everything to electric. Yeah, it's not going to have any effect whatsoever. Never has. Well, it's interesting to see. There was also something else I really just had to laugh. This is a Dutch media. We're actually mentioning that apparently in Spain on January 25th this year, there were 30 degrees Celsius. 30 degrees Celsius. That is a lot. Of course, that had to do with climate change. Well, someone here in the Netherlands was like, really, is that the case? Because there were a lot of people living from the Netherlands in Spain. So she just asked for people to react who were living in Spain. Really, on the 25th of January, was it 30 degrees? Well, no one had 30 degrees on January 25th in Spain. Usually 19 degrees, 21 degrees Celsius, or like 13, 14 degrees Celsius. It was just hilarious. So nowhere in Spain there was actually 30 degrees Celsius. So that's great by a news media company to really bring in these climate changes when really it's complete nonsense. Also interesting, Ukraine. We of course had the unfortunate crash of the airplane, and I already looked at that last week, what's going on there. And the Ukraine didn't know that there were 65 prisoners on board, Ukraine prisoners, that they're supposed to be exchanged. And now suddenly they were aware of it. They actually came out, well, yes, we did know. Interesting. And apparently there was also some fraud going on in their own army in the Ukraine. 37 million, 37 million. Oh, I need the correct million euro suddenly vanished. Yes, in had to do with a weapon deliverers and apparently a bunch of the people working for the government there in Ukraine. And apparently it just vanished, 37 million euro. Kind of wondered who, paid for that. Which country, which taxpayers, the tax-paying people, they are ultimately the ones paying for this. So it's gone. So it's great news. This is coming out now. So things are changing in the media concerning Ukraine. Let's see if I've mentioned everything. And there's something else also I mentioned on Telegram. Evergrande, the massive Chinese real estate developer with 300 billion in debt, is ordered to liquidate by a Hong Kong court. And let's see, 327 billion dollar problem that will keep China and the world on the edge tomorrow. This was an article from yesterday, and it has to do with financial market, of course, when it's going to get liquidated. How is that going to affect everything? I don't have a lot of knowledge financially about markets, but I do know when there's a lot of debt and it needs to be sold, that's going to have a massive effect. And of course, Evergrande is connected to Hillary and things like that, with all these containers and carrying horrific things. Of course, in the Suez Canal, it kind of, that was the boat stopping everything. That was Evergrande as well, or connected to Evergrande. So much things are happening on the background that you just don't see happening, but will have an effect. So we'll have to see what's going on there. In this video, I first looked at the Belgian farmers who are now standing up. They've united in Turnhout, 700 farmers. They are extremely angry. And they want, changing things. And of course, in Paris, we have farmers who are now going to cut off, around Paris. They want to shut that all down. They are collaborating with farmers from the Netherlands, farmers from Belgium, also helping out, but also the Belgian farmers are standing up. Of course, in Germany, things are still happening there, and just around Europe, we have a lot of farmers standing up and connecting. I also looked at that energy because on June 5th, they want to unite and head for Brussels. I think that is beautiful that they are connecting, because you can see that they are helping out now as well. Like I mentioned, the French farmers are being helped by Belgian farmers, by Dutch farmers, and it wouldn't surprise me, some German farmers are helping out as well. It's connecting. That's the most important part, because then you're standing strong. So I looked at the energy of the Belgian farmers, and we have the King of Pentacles. The central card is the 10 of Wands. We've got the 7 of Cups in the past. We have underneath the 10 of Wands, we've got the 7 of Wands. We have for the future the 4 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. So there's going to be strife. They're going to stand up, but this is also about connecting. I think they are really coming together, all these farmers from all these different countries, because they are in the same position with all these governments, with these ridiculous agendas they're trying to push through. They are standing up, they are uniting, they are gathering together, and they're fighting back. They're fed up with it, because that's really the 10 of Wands. They're fed up with all these horrible rules, and it's really just getting rid of the farmers. It's now so visible. They really are starting to understand this is really about, our living, our way of life. So they're kind of sick and tired with all this is going on. There's too much for them going on, too much rules. I think there's especially a very important male figure in the background planning things. So I do think we're going to see more of the Belgian farmers. I do think we're going to see way more from farmers just in general in other countries. But they're also standing way stronger than they think. They really have the high ground. This is the position of the high ground. And these are like 4 wand cards. So this is about standing up for yourself, believing in who you are, what you want. And they truly beginning to understand this is about their livelihood. They really are trying to get rid of all these farmers, and it will affect them one way or the other. And in one country, it will affect all the farmers. And I think they're really beginning to understand that. So there's uniting going on. And I think that's the strongest thing, to really stand your ground and stand up for yourself. It's beautiful to see. But there's going to be more things happening. This is really fighting and things like that. They're not going to back down. So I do believe that the Belgian farmers, we're going to hear more about them. And I do think we're just going to hear more about farmers in general the coming time. Because I do read some reactions on the June 5th that some people thought that they were just going to wait around till June 5th. The farmers are not going to wait around. Because they are connecting now to, start that June 5th, they need to talk to all these people in different countries and, align them. But that also gives the opportunity to help out in other things, in other situations. I just see this as very positive. Second thing I wanted to look at is the energy of taxes. Because right now it's kind of escalating. Armored vehicles are deployed. The standoff over border security authority between the US federal government and the state of Texas continues. Social media posts revealed that the Texas National Guard, on high alert throughout the day, has dispatched armed vehicles to the border. So I just wanted to take a look. Of course, I already talked about this, and I believe many people are probably already aware of what's going on there, that Texas wants to protect its border because of all the people coming in. The Mr. B's administration wants everything opened, kind of just run over with all these people, and Texas is fighting back. The Supreme Court told Texas that they had to remove razor wire, which Texas is not going to do. And Governor Abbott already said that the compact between the states, the United States of America, the federal state and the state of Texas, is right now not being held up by the federal states or the federal USA. So they're like, we have the right to defend our state, and that's what we're going to do. 26 states have supported Texas, so this is going to be very interesting. Mr. T is already supporting Texas as well. What is going to happen, and I just wanted to know, is this going to escalate? What is going to happen? Is there going to be like this civil war? Because of course the dark energy want that. I do think it's going to escalate, but I'm not sensing there's going to be a civil war like throughout the United States of America. We'll have to see. I got the Ace of Pentacles, first card. Then for the central card, we've got Six of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles in the past. We've got the Nine of Swords underneath, the Six of Wands, and we've got the Lover's card and the Four of Cups for the future. So I do believe that there's going to be escalation. Things will happen, but ultimately it will lead to stress. But there will be victory, and I do believe that Texas will have victory, especially with all the support from the other states. I don't think it's going to really become this massive civil war in America. I believe there will be things happening. Obviously, the dark energies are jumping onto these things. They will start to activate people to create, of course, chaos, because that's what they want. Do believe there will be some escalations happening, but ultimately this is really about people making choices and not accepting this anymore, and really standing up against what is happening with the border, because that is of course horrific what's happening there, and there will be victory. So to me this feels like Texas will be victorious ultimately. I do think that this will probably be used also to kind of get rid of Mr. B, who is just getting confusing right now. Even my mother mentioned it. She saw some clips from him and she was like, he really can't string a sentence, can he? It was like, no, they really are probably going for health reasons, kind of get rid of him. And we know that it's been coming for quite some time. We'll have to see what they come up with. But the dark energies will try to create this chaos. They will try to really create a civil war. That's what they want. That's how they can manipulate. You have lower energies. They'll be able to, manipulate people. I don't think it's going to get that far. I do think things are going to escalate. There will be things happening there. So that's what I got for the energy of Texas. And the last thing I wanted to take a look at is the energy for this week. I thought it was going to be quite a hectic week, but interesting enough, we have the Star, we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Cups. So this is really about uniting. There's going to be some things with off-worlders, with aliens. I think things will be, information maybe will coming out. But this is also, even though it could get very hectic, it is also uniting people. I think we're going to see, especially also with the farmers now, what's happening. We're seeing now in Texas, in America, 700,000 truckers are heading to the Texas border. People are uniting, and I think that's the beauty of this, to see this, that people are really starting to realize something is very wrong. We need to stand up, we need to unite, and that's what will be happening this week. We're going to see more and more of that, although it can still get very hectic. We are really in that hectic period. Things will happen. But I believe some alien things can come out. and there is more unification, there's more bonding, people are coming together. The energy for at least the advice for this week is the Page of Wands. We've got the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Wands. This really tells me it's very important to go your own way, but also what makes you happy? What are you passionate about? What is important for you? What are you standing up for? This week, we really need to focus on that. We need to focus on our energies, what makes us happy. And it can be very small things, maybe bigger things. Very important that we start doing that, because it will, raise our energies. And that's what we need right now, especially with the connection for people, connecting, bonding. We really need to connect with ourselves, start doing what makes us happy, because that will raise our energies and that will affect all of humanity, because we're all connected. We really need to focus on our energies. And I know it sounds like very repetitive, but really that's what this is about. The Great Awakening is about stepping into our own power, really handling our own energy so it doesn't get manipulated, or that other people or other energies are using our energy. We start using it for ourselves, and by doing that, by doing what we love to do. It could be something physical that we like to do with our own hands, or maybe we want to gather people as well, start something. It's very important that we start doing that, because that is the change we want to see. We have to start changing ourselves and to change the things around us, to change reality. I'd like to leave it at this. I hope to see you in another video. Bye.